Yes. All the smile.
Did you ask to do this, Robert, or were you?
Yeah.
Did you volunteer to meet us today then, Robert, or were you nominated?
Yeah, it was about both. I think obviously the way things were midweek, obviously there's a lot of speculation towards myself, but I think it's heat at the moment, football, isn't it? I'm passionate about everything. I do in training. Everything that I can possibly do to try and better my game, I try and help my teammates. I do with 110%, and that's no different. Obviously I overreacted in terms of things. The fans, I'll be honest with you, the feedback I've had on Twitter with everybody, it's positive because it shows you care. And I'm saying, as I said at the start of the season, I'm the same as these fans. I've got the same determination and heart and drive because I want to see this football club do well. Sometimes when you put so much effort in, and I'm most of the time, sometimes Scottish people, I think they just look aggressive, to be honest with you. And it does look as if you're having a go at your teammates, but that isn't the case at all. I'm more angry with myself, and that was the case of the night. I wasn't nowhere near good enough with the standards I set at the Hull game, and I wasn't good enough first half, and basically I think it's the heat of the moment. The fans are obviously frustrated because Newcastle were far the better side in the first half. There's no question about it. But as I said, the media creates a thing where it's it's not aggressive and go at some fans. That's not the case at all. I really love being here at this club. In terms of the way everything gets done. The players couldn't ask for a better bunch of lads, and the fans. It's like anything, you pay your money. You want to be entertained, and when a set piece, it's sometimes you need to be bang on the money every single time, and unfortunately for myself, I've obviously made the signal and try and hit the front post area, and they cleared the ball, so there's nothing I can really do. That's out of my hands.
Do you want to give your version of what you said and what they said, or would it not be broadcastable?
No, of course. Listen, I'm not going to sit here. I reacted, and I shouldn't have. Simple. The fans are, as I said, a great set of fans. It's the heat of the moment, and to be honest with you, I put so much, as I say, heart and determination into everything I do. And I care, and I'm frustrated is the way they are as well, because I know Newcastle were getting the better of us on the night. So it's one of those things. Obviously, you draw lines in it. I've not hurt anybody in terms of things. So they were singing my name at the end, which and I went straight over to apologise to that section of fans who, as I say, who chant and sing our praises and when we're playing well. So, you take the good with the bad and move forward as a club, because we need this support more than anything, because they're the 12th man.
You regret what's happened?
Yeah, no, because I went and won the football match. It gives everybody a lift in the second half, and because end of the day, in any line of work, anything you do, you can't sit there and tell me that everything's plain sailing. You need to have a bit of, a bit of pull, a bit of push either way, and to try and get the final result. Because these fans they're exactly the same. They want what we want, and as I say, when it doesn't go right, there's no more person disappointed than myself. I don't really think straight for days on end, because as I say, I do everything to try and better myself and obviously better this football club. That's it. And as I say, if we all have that, then we'll go a long way.
Have you been disciplined over it?
No, I don't.
Or fine?
You sound like my dad here. No, I don't. Well, as I say, I've in the last couple of minutes, my header goes in. I scored the winning goal, and everybody's happy. Unfortunately, for myself, he's put off a very good save. It's not as if I've spat the dummy out. I've went out there and I've did what I've always did, give 110%. Ability-wise, every footballer will tell you. Cristiano Ronaldo hits 100 free kicks to show you 5 that hit the target. In terms of things, footballers' ability when it's not going well, your teammate looks at you as if, is he going to be beside me and giving everything he's possibly got? And as I said, I'm playing through loads of pain right now as well, and I'm giving everything I've possibly got. So I know my teammate will look me in the eye and say that he'll be beside me when things aren't going right.
Yes, what's been the reaction of your teammates to the whole business?
Nothing towards me.
Supportive?
Of course, because they know what like I'm on a daily basis, and and when I see those lads like that, I'll be first one to be right by their side, because at the end of the day we're not going to get anywhere with individuals, no chance. And I think that if Norwich City are going to progress in the Premier League, everybody, it doesn't matter, as a city, as a club, everybody needs to be pulling in the right direction. And obviously these fans, they sense of frustration, and rightly so, as I says to you. I get frustrated, everybody gets frustrated when things aren't going right in every line of work. So, as I says, we draw a line under it, move on. You
talk about your passion for the club, you talk about explaining why you've done it, and yet we still get these reports that you're being linked with Celtic. Do you want to stay here? Is there anything in the stories that Celtic might sign you?
Well, I think that I'm here. If I was wanting to go to Celtic and different things, you wouldn't see passion like that in a football park. There's no chance. I think that you can see yourself when I play every single game. Nobody will ever tell me when I go off a football park that I've not given 110% of everything I've got in my body, because that is exactly what I'll do. And ability wise, creating chances, I've done that this season. People criticise because your assists aren't there, your goals aren't there. But I can't affect if keepers are pulling things out the top corner, or your header's hitting the post, or the keeper's pulling things out off the line. I could have maybe been at 10 goals just now. So getting myself in the right areas. I'm doing what I've done on every season, and try and get myself in the right areas and try and score goals, try and create as many chances as I possibly can. The first half at Hull I've created maybe 10-12 chances, so I'm doing everything I possibly can, and as I say, that's all I'll continue to do for this football club.
But you want to stay at Norwich and try and help them get up the Premier League rather than move on?
Of course I do. That's why I'm showing, as I say, the desire and the passion. And I'm with these teammates and the backroom staff and everybody involved at the club, even the cleaners and the chefs and match day and different things. They're all obviously pulling in the right direction for Norwich City. And and you speak to these people and you feel the passion and the drive, and that's what it's all about. If anything, last year you see the support at the West Brom game, they were electric, because they knew, this is it, this is what we need. We need that every single game. And I know it's easy to sit here and the performance never merited that first half against Newcastle. They were the better side. But there is times where many footballers will tell you the support drive you through, and that's what I'm saying. We need this support from now at the end of the season, because they'll get us some results, I guarantee you.
And there'll be plenty of support at Cardiff, who are bottom of the league.
Yeah.
The fans will expect you to win. Is there extra pressure? How do you feel about going to a Cardiff side with a new manager and new players?
Well, the bottom of the league, so they'll be fighting and scratching for everything. And the only problem is for Norwich, I think, is scoring goals. That is the be all and end all. I think that we need to score goals to win football matches. I think the difference between the sides this year, they've got a 10 to 15 goal striker who's putting the ball in the back of the net. And that's your Southampton this year. You look at Rodriguez and Lambert, and they're scoring goals, and that's the difference between, I think, the teams maybe in the 6th to 9th position for the teams that are 10th to the bottom league. Because as I say, anybody from you know, the top 10, the bottom 10 can get relegated. So everybody will be looking over their shoulder. Every point's vital from now until the end of the season. So, you know, we know how vital this game is, and every single game is now from the end of the season. I'll tell you that.
So why do you think Norwich are one of the lowest scorers in the Premier League? Only 18 goals in 23 games.
Because we've not scored goals.
Yeah, but why do you think you're not scoring them? You know, there's such a low scoring rate.
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here. I'd be the manager, because, you know, I'd be telling him how to do his job. Because, you know, what happens at a football park, you know, as an individual, you can only affect your side of the game that tries to help the team. And that's, you know, as I say, when you do try and obviously getting affected everybody else's game, everybody thinks that you're actually having a go and different things, and it doesn't look good. So, you know, it's important that as a football club and as an individual, everybody's pulling in that same direction. That, you know, we need to score more goals and we need to pick up more points. We know that. We're not silly. We're obviously grown up lads. We've been in the game long enough now that's the best way to tell anybody that, you know, Norwich are within this Premier League and we're here to stay. You know, as a footballer's perspective and different things, you know, you don't want to be fighting relegation every year. You know, nobody sets out like that. Our expectation is exactly the same as the fans. We want to try and win every single game. Newcastle the other night were just, I thought they were, you know, fantastic. And same as the way West Ham were when they came here, and we beat them 3-1. So, you know, as I say, everybody remembers the result. Nobody remembers the performance.
You know, obviously you've been at Leeds. You told me before that you used to get some stick at Leeds.
Yeah.
Has there ever been an incident like that when you were at Leeds that you had?
No, never. I've never ever had that. That's, you know, the Leeds fans could turn on you, but they're also by your side as well. And, you know, that's what a fan's all about. You go through every single emotion. You speak to fans and you know, after games, and, you know, their nerves are shattered because, you know, that's what how this Premier League works. This is what it's all about. It's, you know, the nerves and, you know, every tackle, every touch and every strike, or when the ball hits the back of the net. This is what it's all about, and this is why, you know, they are fans. You know, it's not going to be rosy. I think Man United have obviously experienced that this year, where, you know, everything's went so good for them, but then all of a sudden now they've started losing games. So, you know, you don't ever set out to do a negative on a football park. Never. You know, I've heard Arsene Wenger speak about that loads of times, and, you know, that's no different from us at Norwich. You know, you've got boys in there just now and different things. They're working so hard in the gym and different things and doing all the preparation, preparing for the Cardiff game. So, when it comes to a Saturday, you know, you just try and do the best you possibly can as an individual.
Yeah, just talk us through it again. Obviously, you took a corner. It didn't quite go as you wanted it to, and you heard something in the crowd, and you just turned around and had to go back.
Yeah. I've heard things in the crowd that, you know, as I say, that, you know, I'm not going to speak about. So, my reaction was wrong. Me as a footballer, you know, it was wrong. I went right up to that section of the crowd at the end of the game, and I apologised. That was me apologising. They sang my praises, and, you know, throughout the ground when I was taking corners at different sides, you know, they were cheering and different things, and they were wanting, because at the end of the day, as I said to you, that, you know, they're wanting what I'm wanting. They want to try and win the football match. So, you know, as I say, draw a line under it. You know, as I say, I love being here, and, you know, great set of fans. And as I say, I'm just exactly the same as them. I'm passionate as well, and, you know, heat of the moment stuff. You know, we tend to do stuff sometimes, you know, we don't want to do, and as I say, this is all part and parcel of football.
Yeah, we had a discussion on the phone in after, as you probably gather. Do you think it's in a way done you a favour to show that you really care, and the fans have seen that it really matters to Robert Snodgrass winning for Norwich City?
Well, I hope so, because, you know, I didn't want to do it, but just as I say, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I try and give everything I possibly can. You know, if that's not good enough, then, you know, it's up to the manager to try and change that. You know, when I step on the park, as I say, on that day, you know, ability wise, sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it to. But, you know, your hard work and determination has to be there for the first whistle. and you know that I'm no different.
And I'm guessing at half time you were saying to the manager you were desperate to stay on in the whole of the second half to show people that, you know, and you did, and you have a good second half, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, the manager, nobody was saying to me about coming off or anything like that, you know, because as I said, you know, we're all big enough and ugly enough to realise that, you know, this is the game. We know the fans are going to be frustrated at times, but you know, lads will tell you they want that support more than anything, and they want everybody to be pulling in the right direction. And as I says, I hold my hands up. Me personally, I can't speak about any lads. I wasn't good enough first half. That delivery I put in wasn't good enough, but I guarantee I'll be there Saturday and I'll be doing it right. And that's exactly why, you know, you get another chance to put it right, and I will do it right, and I'll tell the fans that I'll be giving everything I've possibly got until, you know, as I said, until obviously the gaffer changes things or whatever.
Yeah, you mentioned the lack of goals. Are you of the opinion that Norwich need to bring something in before this window shuts in terms of attacking?
Well, I can't determine that. The manager determines what that situation is. I go back to us again. I focus on my own job, and that's up to me as well to score goals. I've had chances with my head, and you know, I think that it's up to us as wingers as well to chip in with the first set of goals. And I think that, you know, in time, those ones that are at the post or the bar or whatever it is, they'll go in. That's why I keep believing that it takes, you know, 2 seconds, one bit of magic for somebody to affect a football match. So you've got 90 minutes to create 2 seconds of magic, and you know, that's exactly what I believe in, and I'll keep doing it. That's why I say, obviously, you know, to the fans, keep going, keep sticking with us, because as I say, that Newcastle game, we could have it'd have been a daylight robbery, but we could have come away for that game winning 1-0, and you know, the points would have been on the board, and everybody went out of their way, obviously happy that we've won the game, but obviously not with a level of performance. But as I said many times, it's the points that matter. That's what keeps you in this Premier League. Yeah,
in Cardiff, as we've said, at the bottom of the league, so it must be a game that you're targeting to try and win, isn't it? Even though it is away from home, where Norwich have struggled.
Yes, of course. You know, the Sunderland, Crystal Palace, games like that, I thought, you know, either way, the games we've had, I'll be honest with you, have been really, really flat. There's not really been much flair in them. But we're working so hard as a team to try and defend as well. You know, any fan wants to see, you know, raining goals like last night, 4-3, different things, and you know, I think that that's not really been the case for us last season as well. But you know, I think that the West Brom game, everybody looks and goes, you know, why can you not do that every week? I'm telling you now, we want to try and do that every week. We are trying, and we are working hard in the football, on the training ground to try and make that right. So as I say, hopefully that can be the case on Saturday.
Do you think the team is a bit too focused on defence rather than attack? And obviously you said yourself you track back and you do your yard work, but do you think there could be a little bit more attacking play from Norwich City?
Well, as I say again, that's out of my hands. That's the manager's choice. When you're a footballer, you're only, as I say, you're only the way the manager wants you to play, really. So the manager tells us an instruction, and you know, what happens if we go and we go forward and we concede 3 goals in the first 20 minutes? Everybody's going, look at it, defending, it's terrible. So there's a level of come and go, really, the attacking. I think, you know, I was speaking to somebody about this last night. Stats, you know, everybody's big on stats nowadays, and we're creating chances, we're doing this, we're doing that. You know, there's only so much you can say that before, as I say to you, you need to put the ball in the back of the net. 1 chance, 1 goal, really. And when we get more clinical, you know, I believe the manager spoke about that as well. When we get more clinical in front of goal and take our chances, then, as I say, we'll be sitting here talking about going on maybe a 4-5 game unbeaten run.
Just finally, mate, it's Cardiff on Saturday. Obviously, the Six Nations start. So, are you happy to think that all those Welsh rugby fans will be worrying about rugby rather than Cardiff City? Because I think obviously Norwich will bring a lot of fans.
Yeah. And
I guess the Welsh eyes will be on the rugby, won't it?
Yeah, of course. There's. I think that, you know, they'll be down the bottom of the league, so they'll have a good following. They'll have everybody there, and trying to get the club off the bottom of the table, and they'll be trying to put things right. As it says, it's up to us as men, as leaders, to show that passion. The other night, you know, come out second half and have a right go, and don't let teams like Newcastle You know, because at times, you know, they were head and shoulders above us, and you can't have that, especially in this Premier League, because teams will punish you. They didn't, and we had our chances. Me myself, I should have scored, and you know, I put my hands up for that. I apologise to the lads. I should have scored. So you know, we will get chances against Cardiff, and as I say, yeah, it's up to us to take them.
So you're not a rugby fan?
No, I hate rugby.
So do I. Yeah,
Good, we've got something going.
Cheers, mate.
Like a Scotland, they're very good, mate.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Just on the final point, I mean, you've had some tough periods of season, not just happening in midweek, but I think the injury at Old Trafford and you've had a few other injuries. Do you learn more about yourself as a person, as a player, in these moments?
Yeah, I do. You know, I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for bad luck, I've had no luck this year, and you know, it's no poor me's or anything like that. As I say, you know, I've no experienced as many injuries this season, you know, than I've ever had as a footballer. And it's been hard. It's been difficult. I've had a lot of pain. You know, I've had my nose broke. I've been knocked out. Different things like that. And you know, as I said, but one thing I'll do, you know, I'll not cry about it. I'll not moan about it. I'll keep going, and I'll put my body in the line for this team.
I was going to quote a stat, but what you're saying there, you don't really pay too much heed to stats, but there's something on the Premier League website about you're in the top 10 on free kicks in the last 2 years in terms of the success rate.
Yeah, of course. Well, you know, as I say, people have got different preferences and different, you know, opinions of obviously any individual player. Of course, different people have, you know, different favourite players or whatever, and who catches the eye. Different things like that, but there's a whole side to a football game that you need to give at this level. You need to give everything to try and determine where you're going to win this football match, because you've got to look the person in the eye who's in front of you, who you're playing against, an individual, and say, I'm going to do better than you today. I'm going to be better than you today. And if everybody's got that and everybody does that, you get more chance of winning the game.
Thanks, Robert.
Guys, cheers.